What's going on, Shady people? Shadypenguinn here, welcome you back to another live ORAS Pokemon Wi-Fi battle today against a shady person, Joe, whose Twitter link is in the description. Remember, if you want a chance to be featured in one of these battles, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. My link is down there, and that's where I ask for these. Also down there is the team building video where we opened up 3 packs of cards, and that's how we got our Pokemon for this team. So if you missed that, go show that some shady love. In case you don't want to, though, we're going to go over the Pokemon that we have right now. We have Dreidel, Entei, Sticky Toes, Static, King Penguin, and Clutch Stuff. I know you can't see King Penguin's full nickname, but it's King Penguinn. King Penguinn, and I'm really proud of the nickname. So today, this is our team. We have a UU match for you guys. This is our first of 3. Let me know in the comment section below who you think is going to be the MVP of this match. We got our Rock Setter Dreidel and uses Toxic. We have our Choice Band Entei, our Assault Vest Sticky Toes, our Life Orb Static, Clutch Stuff with the Focus Sash, and King Penguin with the Pitaya Berry. I believe that's what it's called. I can't pronounce that ever. I don't want to keep Joe waiting any longer, though. I'm going to jump over to this match, and I'm going to take a picture of his team so that I don't got to forget. I advise you do the same when you're playing the Pokemon, or take notes. We have Gardevoir, Aggron, Furfrou, Rotom, Empoleon, and Lucario. Joe is playing 0 games. How many things am I holding in this circle? Well, none. 0 games are being played. Oh my goodness. What am I? Okay, so my win con is almost definitely King Penguin once I get rid of his own Penguin. Now, Static Shock is definitely, let me pull this viewer over here. That way I can look up and not look down most of the time. Common weaknesses. He's got 3 Pokemon weak to ground. And Dreidel is our only ground type, really. I could see Aggron opening up. I could also see the Rotom opening up. Either way, I kind of like the... I kind of like Sticky Toes lead. I like Sticky Toes lead a little bit. Wow, I think Clutch Stuff is going to be really, really important here. He does have a way to get rid of rocks. That's going to be his Empoleon. You know, leading Static is pretty safe because we can always, we don't have Volt Switch. Remember that, Shady. We do not have Volt Switch on the Static. One of the first times I'm deciding not to run Volt Switch for who knows what reason. This is a tough one. I think I'm just going to lead. I think I'm going to lead Sticky Toes. Kind of a weird lead, but I'm going to lead Sticky Toes. I may regret this. I feel like he's going to end up leading Empoleon, predicting my, Claydol lead. Claydol lead is pretty obvious, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does decide to, just predict that. I mean, I guess that would be a thing, just predicting that and not worrying about it. Sticky Toes at the field. Sticky Toes at the field. Opens up with the Rotom, so pretty sweet for us. I'm okay with this 100%. Do I want to be cheeky off the bat? I sort of do. It stinks because I can't really go for things that I want to go for. I'm going to go for a Flamethrower predicting Volt Switch, I think. And I know he knows that I wouldn't go for a Draco Meteor turn 1. I'm going to go for the Flamethrower predicting Volt Switch. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make a turn 1 read because I think he's going to want to go out and he's going to Will-O-Wisp in case I'm physical. That really bites. That bites like a Sharpedo. Oh my goodness. Making the most over prediction against completely unnecessary over prediction, mind you. I think a Volt Switch is gonna come now. It pretty much has to. I think I'm just gonna stick with Flamethrower, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna stick with Flamethrower. He has the Volt Switch now. I'm like pot invested. I committed, I'm too deep. You probably already clicked away from this video, but don't you want to see how my bad predictions turn out? I know I do. I know I do. That Flamethrower did literally bupkis, but I really want to see that Volt Switch. I really, really do. I guess maybe he's afraid, he's gonna Will-O-Wisp again. Both of us just sticking to our guns here. Like, we're both just like, no. It's a crit as well. If that was a Draco crit, we could have gotten rid of this thing. Oh, man. All right, I'm pretty close to clicking Draco Meteor now. I mean, if he gets me, he got me good. Is he gonna, if he Will-O-Wisp again, I can go on into Entei and then be fine. Man, Entei really wrecks his team. Entei destroys his team. Besides that Furfrou, I mean, Empoleon can kind of deal with it, and it's like an Aggron. It's a physical monster. What am I saying? What do I even have for that Aggron once this thing goes down? I mean, I have my Empoleon, but he loses Rock typing when he Mega Evolves. Gotta put it to sleep and start doing some clutch stuff. All right, I think I'm gonna go for the Draco Meteor here. I'm gonna go for the Draco Meteor. I think we're both committed. Now he's gonna Volt Switch. Come on! He knew. He knew. He definitely knew. All right. So he's not gonna go out into Aggron, and he's not gonna go out into the Lucario. So I could see the Furfrou, but it's more physically defensive than anything. So I can see the Empoleon coming in and eating this Draco Meteor up for breakfast, and he's gonna get free rocks, which is brutal for me. Totally brutal. We're gonna see Aggron actually come through. Really, I guess, able to take a Flamethrower, no problem, but we're gonna go for the Draco here. Unfortunately, just getting completely outclassed right now. Joe is just teaching us what UU is all about. That's a lot more damage than I thought I would get on that Draco, though. I have to admit, that is a lot more damage than I thought. So because Aggron is a physical beast, I do have to go out into Dreidel. I really don't have any other option. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do against this thing. I know Earthquake's gonna do nothing. I get that, and I know that I don't have Erosion, but at the very least, I want to get my Stealth Rocks up because chances are he's getting his Stealth Rocks up right now. We're gonna see Aggron is going to Mega Evolve. Luckily, my Empoleon will be a lot faster, and if I can get a little bit more damage off of this thing, Hydro Pump should do the trick. Hydro Pump should do the trick no matter what. We're gonna see a Dragon Claw here from the Aggron, so that's coverage if I've ever seen it. It's still gonna do a decent amount, but thankfully the leftovers kind of gonna counter that damage just a little bit. With that Stealth Rocks up on his side, I'm gonna go for my own Stealth Rocks right here. I know he's got an Empoleon, I totally get that, and Empoleon could come in right here, but honestly, switching an Empoleon to a potential Earthquake would be semi-devastating for him. I wouldn't mind going for Toxic, predicting the switch, but he's got 3 Steel types on his team. Like, come on, man. Lucario too? He's gonna withdraw the Aggron. Pretty much knew he was gonna do that. Just didn't know what I wanted to do. He's gonna go with the Furfrou here. So this is semi-good. And as long as this Furfrou doesn't have Substitute, I have to at least attempt to Toxic it right now. See, imagine if I would have clicked Toxic. Imagine if I would have clicked Toxic right there. I was thinking about it. But I already made too many over predictions. We were only like turn 4, and I've made 50% of my turns have been over predictions. I'm gonna go for Toxic here and see what he does. Really hoping to just see a Cotton Guard. I don't want to see anything else. I don't want to see Substitute. If it's Substitute, we are donezo. We're not completely donezo, but it's not gonna feel good. It's just not gonna feel good. That Furfrou looks so cute. Look at that blue star on his forehead. I like that. That is something I like. I really wonder what my opponent's gonna do. I mean, maybe Dreidel doesn't carry Toxic that often. I do understand that. We're actually faster than a Furfrou. Gonna get the Toxic off. Thankfully, it connects. I pooped all over that dog, and he's gonna roar me out. Oh, that's why we outsped. That makes perfect sense. I was gonna say, Claydol is slow as a Dreidel. What is he doing outspeeding things? Entei is going to come out, and we have the pressure. This is our choice banded Entei. We don't really want to do much right now. I don't feel comfortable going for a physical type move against this thing. It's just, I don't want any unnecessary damage on this, so I'm actually gonna switch right back out into Dreidel. Don't want any damage on this Entei, because it's going to be really, really important late game against this team, from the looks of it. We're gonna see a T-Wave right here, does not affect me. Super happy I did that. If we had a slow Entei, if we had a paralyzed Entei, we would be in deep doo-doo. So I'm totally fine with seeing a nice Thunder Wave on this Dreidel. But this is gonna be a little bit of a long game, I can tell. At least this portion of it, because we have the Toxic, we have the leftovers, I am gonna go for an EQ here. Honestly, Rotom, he does not want to switch into a Dreidel anyway. We're gonna see the we dodge a Toxic. That dog does not know where to poop. Oh my gosh, someone get a doggy bag, and not the kind you leave a restaurant with, but the kind that you poop and scoop. You know what I'm saying? All right, this analogy of Toxic being waste is just wasteful, honestly. I'm wasting so many good puns. I'm not wasting a single pun. We did EQ, did literally no damage to this Furfrou, and I'm fine with Claydol getting Toxic right now. I'm not going to, I mean, I could potentially switch out into my Goodra. You know what? They call me Mr. YOLO. We've seen Toxic and we've seen Thunder Wave. They call me Mr. YOLO. This thing is double status and roar. So its job is to status things and roar. There's a good chance he's going to switch out. If he switches out into anything, it's going to be that Rotom predicting EQ. Doesn't want any of his Steel types to take unnecessary damage. especially since the aggron is at about 55%. The only possible Wish Passer on my opponent's team is the Gardevoir. Not very common for it to have that. It is usually a more offensive Mon, but we'll see. It could. Dreidel is going to come back, and since we're switching out first, we know that my opponent is not. The question is, did he end up just going for another status? I'm pretty positive he did. I'm pretty positive he did. Baby doll eyes. My attack fell. Luckily, that doesn't matter. So this thing has Roar, Toxic, Thunder Wave, and Baby Doll Eyes. Literally all useless against this Goodra. So you know what Goodra's about to do? Goodra's going to drop another Draco. After seeing the damage on the aggron, Goodra is going to drop another Draco, and it just doesn't matter. Actually, going for Sludge Bomb is so risky, but literally, we have to do it. We have to predict the Gardevoir. It's going to withdraw the Furfrou. Please show me the Gardevoir, please. No! Darn it, I had to do it. I know he's got 3 steel types. Literally more than a 50% chance we were gonna hit a target that it wouldn't affect, but I just had to do it. I would not be able to sleep at night if I didn't. Empoleon being here, I'm just gonna go for a, kind of want to go for a Dragon Tail so that way I can get really good initiative on the following turn. I'm gonna go for Draco Meteor. Let's just get some damage off. We saw how much it did to Aggron. I mean, Aggron has very bad special defense. Empoleon does not, so it may not do the same. But I'm gonna go ahead, go for the Draco Meteor. Sticky Toes, do what you gotta do. Chances are this Empoleon may defog because the Rotom is not going to appreciate the Stealth Rocks being up. It's not gonna appreciate it at all. I don't think we've done too much damage to it anyway because we've just gotten a Flamethrower and a Flamethrower crit, 2 turns of leftovers. We've seen a lot of leftovers on my opponent's team. That is definitely what, like, it's, I almost want leftovers gone in 7th gen. Is that weird? I almost want leftovers gone. I know it's such a classic. We outspeed because he's going for, wow, we outspeed and miss a Draco. I'm not even that upset about missing the Draco. I'm more impressed that we outsped. That's really what's surprising me here. So seeing that he sees me going for a Draco, I think I'm just gonna go for a Flamethrower. We can get a potential burn. It does neutral damage to this shiny, beautiful Empoleon. He does have the Stealth Rocks up, which is quite the drag. We're gonna have to get rid of those with Claydol, but Empoleon is not the Pokemon to do that against. Luckily, Aggron is, Furfrou is, and so is Rotom. So I have a lot of spin opportunity with my Claydol. And he set up his own rocks before defogging, so it tells me he does not want to get rid of the rocks at all. Gonna go for a Scald here. We will live that. We will definitely live that and we can get another attack off. With that damage, you know what? It's time. We're dropping another Draco. He's not real. He's not switching out. He's not switching out at this point. Like, Sticky Toes is almost gone. He could make a very real read and go out into the Gardevoir, but that's really not going to put him at a good spot. The Gardevoir is going to take Stealth Rock damage, and then I get Switch Initiative anyway. So let's drop a Draco. We land our second 2 out of 3, so 66% accuracy. I'm not that mad. Drop a Draco on this Penguin. It is going to do a little bit more than Flamethrower, but not by much. Special attack is going to drop, not that it matters, and now we're going to see a Flash Cannon here from the Empoleon. So unnecessarily revealing moves, but whatever floats your boat, I don't care. Goodra is going to go down, and we're kind of behind the 8 ball here. We're kind of behind the 8 ball. I can't really go out into my... I got to go into static. He doesn't have a ground type Mon, and considering he didn't get rid of the rocks, I don't think that his Rotom can take a Thunderbolt, Stealth Rock, and another Thunderbolt. So I'm fine with just going for T-Bolt here, not gonna overpredict. There's really no reason. Nothing on his team takes a Thunderbolt well, unless it's a especially defensive Gardevoir. Nothing on his team takes it well. Seeing regular Manectric on the field is pretty wild. I mean, I know even when you have Mega Manectric, you see it for 1 turn, maybe even 2, but I'm just gonna go ahead and Thunderbolt this thing away. You're not Assault Vest, you're not living this. Empoleon is gonna go down. Life Orb is going to get revealed, which is just fine. Not just fine, but it's fine. I would really like to paralyze one of his faster Pokemon right now. I think that if I can get a power off, that this Manectric will have done its job. Getting rid of Empoleon and paralyzing Lucario would be great. I know you can extreme speed me, potentially take me out, depending on what you're running. I could even overheat here. Huh. I wonder why you switched that in. I guess it's just for extreme speed. I'm not going to switch out, though. I'm not going to risk it. What's less risky, Thunder Waving or overheating? I actually want to go for the overheat because in case he is like some sort of berry, we should outspeed this thing barring extreme speed. And in case he's some sort of Lumberry, I don't want to paralyze him and waste a turn. I'd much rather just go for the overheat. I know that it's going to knock him out as long as it connects. It does connect, and that Lucario is not putting in any work today, boys. That Lucario is putting in nothing. Manectric fighting to be MVP of today's match. Holy Lanta, not even a my Lanta. It's a holy Lanta at this point. Literally sitting in the pew at church. I don't even know what it's doing there. It's already ascended. It's literally already ascended. Waifu's gonna come out. It's gonna be the Gardevoir. That's fantastic for us because at this point we can go ahead and go for the Thunder Wave. He's gonna trace my Lightning Rod. We can't go for the Thunder Wave. That stinks. This could potentially be the beginning of the end. I don't have Volt Switch, and I think the best thing to do is just to switch out. Question is, what do I want to sack off? Because that's literally what's going to happen. I could go into King Penguin. I resist both stabs. You know what? I'm going to go into King Penguin. I wanted to get the sweep, but this does not look like the game for the King Penguin sweep. Does not look like it. We're going to have to take Stealth Rock damage here. We can't really go out into our Claydol because if he goes Calm Mind and then Shadow Ball, we're done. We're going to see a Moonblast though, which we're going to eat up just fine. King Penguin can take that pretty well. Nothing too crazy, nothing too great though. And at this point we can Flash Cannon for free. We can Hydro Pump. Agility is honestly not the worst option in the game. You know what? I'm going Agility. I'm going to go for the sweep. He's going to withdraw the Waifu, which is just fine. Let's see what comes out. Aggron is actually going to come out with a little bit of Stealth Rock damage and then potentially landing a Hydro Pump next turn. Fingers crossed. We can go ahead and sweep this one up with our Empoleon. Woo! King Penguin. Let's see what we got. We'll go for the Hydro Pump here. Just have eyes. Have eyes. He has eyes! Oh, yes, Empoleon. Have those eyes. Woo! Agility Empoleon. I don't even need that berry right now. I have a Flash Cannon for the Furfrou. I'm not even risking nothing. I'm not risking anything. Considering it's been getting dwindled down, Waifu's going to actually come back out. I think a Flash Cannon will still take you out. I'm pretty sure. Oh, is this thing choiced? This thing's gonna have Energy Ball right now and take me out. All right, how real am I is the question. I know that he's gonna go for Energy Ball. I'm gonna sack off Static. I'm gonna sack off Static. This thing is definitely choiced with Trace. I'm really glad I realized that so that I didn't have to. Wait, I was Agility already! T-Bolt. Get wrecked! Get wrecked! I don't even care if that was the wrong play. It was the right play in my book. Oh my goodness. T-Bolt away. No reason not to T-Bolt. Holy crap. 100% accidental. Did not expect Thunderbolt. 100% expected Energy Ball. Empoleon may not have even outsped with Agility, just so you guys know. So I'm going to stand by my decision of what I did. I think it's the right play. Rotom's going to come out. It took Stealth Rock damage. And like I said, Stealth Rock plus Thunderbolt is not, this thing's not going to be able to live. Now, I do have to go for Overheat here, unfortunately, because I don't want him doing what I just did to him. I don't want that happening. So we're going to go for the Overheat. I know that it's unlikely. I understand that, considering the Rotom would just die to rocks, but I'd much prefer to be safe than sorry because a +1 Gardevoir, a Choice Scarf +1 Gardevoir, potentially could sweep my team? Maybe not, because I have Empoleon, which walls its other two options, unless it actually had Energy Ball. If it has Energy Ball instead of Thunderbolt, or if it has it in addition to, then yes, then we could have been swept. I think. I have to look at my team again. And they do have 5 Mons. Energy Ball would take out Dreidel. Clutch Stuff would probably go down after, well, maybe Nox at times for resist, but their Stealth Rocks are still up. King Penguin would go down and Entei would not. So I think that Entei can probably clean this one up. I'm just going to leave Static in at this point, go for another Overheat. We're going to see a Shadow Ball here. A Shadow Ball from this Static. I'm sorry, onto this Static from this Gardevoir. Going to take me out. I stand by my original decision to do what I did. Let's go out into Entei here. I don't think Claydol can take a Shadow Ball. A +1 Shadow Ball potentially could have swept my team because Entei would take 25% from rocks. I think Extreme Speed will do enough to take this Waifu out, and if not, we'll have to figure it out after that fact. No Sleep Talk today, boys. A Choice Banded Extreme Speed should, quote unquote, should do the trick. It is pretty, like, I mean, Wow, he's gonna withdraw. See, now I think I got it in the bag. I think I got it in the bag. I know he wants me to switch my Entei out at least one more time. It's not gonna happen. I think between Rocks, Toxic, and double extreme speed, Furfrou is going to go down in this match. I think what my opponent did wrong in this game was a lot of switching. Maybe not unnecessary switching, but maybe I just put him in positions where he had to switch. But that residual damage of Stealth Rocks being up, I know there's Rocks on my side of the field, but I definitely didn't switch in and out as much as my opponent. Really fun game though. Really hype that that he went for Thunderbolt as I switched to Manectric. I love that moment so much. If I ever did like a weekly compilation of top shady moments for each week, that would be in it. I would love to do that. Waifu is going to come out though, and it's going to have to lock itself into something. I personally think Shadow Ball was the best thing to lock itself into. It's going to trace my pressure, which is actually a lot worse for it. Well, not worse, since all my electric type moves are gone. I wouldn't say worse, but you know what I'm saying. I'm going to E-Speed. Should be enough to take this thing out. I'd be surprised if it's not. Because it's going to be max special attack, max speed, and it's going to go down. So Entei picking up the late game just like I thought it would. Joe, very good game. Had a lot of fun with that. If you guys enjoyed at home, don't forget to show some shady left that thumbs up down below. We've got 1 win under our belt. Can we win the next 2? If you want to find out, you're gonna have to hit that subscribe button down below because we upload these Wi-Fi battles frequently now. I love you so much, but I'm gonna get the hashtag out of here. Have yourselves a good day, but above all else, keep it shady.